Welcome again to Patrick Computer. I want us to handle something, and what we're going to handle today, we're going to look at the different ways in which we can launch or start Microsoft Word, irrespective of the Windows versions. Though today I'm using Windows 11. After that, we shall look at how we save the file after opening it, and we are going to stop on that. Then in our next video, we shall start right away looking at the ribbon and the tabs of MS Word. Now, we have various ways in which we can launch or start Microsoft Word. First and foremost, the well-known one is the other one we always say. You got start button, Windows, and start button. Then you get all programs. From all programs, then you continue. Now I'm using Windows 11, so if I click here on my start button, it is going to give me all programs. But if you're using Windows 7, you'll have your start button here, and when you click still, you're going to get that all programs option there. People using Windows 8, you might find issues if you didn't install the start menu for Windows 8, because it doesn't, by default, doesn't come with the start menu. Sorry, the start button. So we come to all programs. After that, we go and look for Microsoft Office. So this is a full suite, so it has all Office applications. So we peruse through these Office applications to look for what we want. I'm using Microsoft Office 2010 pack. So we are going to find Microsoft Word 2010. And I'll give you a reason as to why I'm using 2010, yet we are having newer versions. So this is one way of launching Microsoft Word. So you can use that. But if you fail, for instance, someone will say, for me, not having that start button. For instance, my friend who's using Windows Windows 8. So for you, if you're using Windows 8, you can press that key on the keyboard. Still, it will bring for you this start menu, and you will to the search utility here, and then you type in the word Word. When you type the word Word, you're going to get Microsoft Word, you're going to get WordPad. WordPad is just a default text editor, which is always by default installed when we are installing Windows to help someone edit text, but has limited features compared to Microsoft Office. So we click on our Office and it will open. So still you have launched that by just searching. There is another way still which can help you to launch Microsoft Word. Still on the keyboard, you can hold down your Windows key plus R, and it will load the run dialog box. But now for me, in my run dialog box, I have typed in this command already. Let me delete it. So let me try zoom in a bit, that we will be able to see. So I come here and key in this command, WinWord. Then I press OK. Still, it's going to launch Microsoft Word. So it is here now. It is also launching it. Now, someone will say, for me, I've forgotten all those steps which you have used to to launch Microsoft Word, don't worry, I've got you covered. My second last step of launching Microsoft Word, still, if you fail to locate Microsoft Word in your PC, but then when there is an already existing file, for instance, I have one here, I can pass through this to create mine. Someone created it already, so it means I can also use this very one. I can right click on it and then open. Then after opening this file, this is not my work, but I can come here and then go to new. You see, when I click on new, it is going to give me this interface. So it is asking me, do you want to create a blank document? I say yes. Create for me a blank document. And here we are having a blank document. Still, if you check down here, you're having one which is called my first work. By default, it is not ours. So I close it. So by default, we are having our document, and by default, this document doesn't have a name always.
The title bar.
You always see the name of the document. So it is telling me that this is document 1, Microsoft Word. So I haven't saved it, so I close it because we haven't started saving. So that is also another way of launching Microsoft Word. Remember, in our previous video, we saw how to create folders and how to save files in that folder. Now, for instance, if we are having a new folder here, and this folder is called Patrick, obviously it can't be any other name, it must be Patrick. And if you want also that side, you can save it as Patrick, because Patrick is a fantastic name. Now I open this folder here. I open this folder of mine, and after opening it, you can right click anywhere in that folder. You go to new, and you'll have your document opened, and by default it will have a name. So if I press enter and I press enter again, this document is going to open. But I don't recommend using this. Why? It is easier for you to forget giving this document a name. And the reason as to why I've said put it in a folder, because it will be easier for you, even if you forget the name of that document, it will be easier for you to remember that it is in a folder on the desktop. But look at this, a file which was created by default. For instance, if it is on a desktop here, by default, like if you create it here, by default it's called Microsoft Word. Remember, I said when it has been just created, it is still having its blue this. Press enter and then enter again, so that it launches, because our main aim is to launch this. You get it? So if you forget, remember, for it to do by default, it will be given a name. Now if you forget and you don't change that name by default, trust me, looking for that document will be the hardest thing you will ever find. So I always don't recommend using that route. So that's why I've given it even last. You get it? But you can use it if you want. It can also launch Microsoft Word. Seriously, you can't fail using all of those ways of launching Microsoft Word. Now I want us to look at the saving part. Now here is our document. You know, saving is very important. Whenever you open a document, if you know that you're going to put in some content, don't forget to save at the time of launching that file. Don't say, for me, I'll send my document later on after typing. Remember, we are in Uganda. If you know, you know. We are in Uganda, so you have to save. Now, we have various ways of saving. Still, as we had various ways of launching Microsoft Word. I can go to File. I have two options. I have Save and Save As. How do these two differ? How do these two differ? These ones, they are different. Truly, they are different. But at a certain time, they are the same. For instance, when we have just opened the file is still virgin. Now, for instance, like this one, document 1. We have just opened it. We haven't typed anything. It's still a virgin page. It means we are saving for the first time. So if I click on save, it's going to bring for me this window, prompting me to give the file a name, give it a format, and give it a location. You get a point? But still, even if I click on Save As, still it's going to open the same window. You get it? And still, it will serve the same purpose as save. But this only works initially when you haven't typed or when you haven't saved this document. So I give this document a name, my first my practice work. So now we are saving this. Now it's always encouraged for you to look for a location. In our previous videos, we talked about how to tell the location and how to tell the content in the location chosen. If you not watched it, please go back to our channel and watch that video. So here we're going to say about the desktop. So I choose the location, and on the desktop we only have one file, and it's called my first work. So I'm saving my practice work also on the desktop. I'm not going to touch on the format. I leave it as a document type, but then if you want, still you can choose amongst these various formats, all types of saving a Word document. Now I have like, for instance, 9723. This one will help you read will help your file to be read by most of the Word versions, no matter the version. But then rich text format is the best. If you to save and you choose rich text format, this one is going to the primary key of the rich text format is that for it is like a universal format from all Office versions. So it means if you save your file in rich text format, you not find problems of opening it, getting notifications like this file was created by a newer version, so this old version cannot open it. You'll be eliminating such. And the other advantage you might look at in rich text format is that if you want to preserve the formatting features in your document, without losing any. Rich text format is the best. So I save in rich text, and I've saved on the desktop. So if I close my file, I come here, I can open it because I've saved it on the desktop. But remember, it is blank, nothing's there. Now someone will say, now for instance, for me, even what if I don't want to save like that? Let me create a new document. And the shortcut of creating a new document, you can just press Ctrl N and it will open a new document. If not, you go to File and then you go to New. So you create a new document, but I've already created one. So this one, if I use the shortcut of Ctrl S, initially still it will bring that window. I save my file as a new document. But we have done this, so I can just close this. Now let us go back to our file which we have saved, my practice. Now here is the difference between save and save as. Now if I come back here to file and I click save, nothing is happening. Why? In an already saved document, save will serve as something which will help you keep track of all changes or store all changes you make in your document. For instance, if I start typing, I say learning, is fun, and I want to save this so that learning computer is fun. I don't want to lose it, so I can just come to file, I say save. Nothing has come. It means I've just saved the changes. Now if I close and open this file again, remember the other time it was blank, but now it has been now updated with a sentence. Learning computer is fun. But now if I want to change the name of this file, maybe with also the location, and I give this one a new file, maybe I want to make changes which I don't want to affect the first file. I give it another name. So I come to save as, it will give me this window we used previously. You get it? So this window, I can now change the name of the file. I say this is my second file. I can even just change also the format. I say this is going to be a Word document and I'm saving it still on the desktop. I look for the desktop here. It is here. If I fail to locate the desktop from here, I can come here up. I can still get the desktop. So I save my file there. I say save. So I close. Now I'm going to have this. This is my second file. So I open it and I see. Now the changes I'm going to give this file are not going to affect the other first file of ours. This file's changes won't affect our first file. So the shortcut of saving changes is Ctrl plus S. So when I press Ctrl plus S, it will be as if I've clicked on save. So I save the changes. So if I go to my practice work, it will only have one sentence, but if I open this, it will have two sentences. So it means these are now two different documents. With all that, I think we come to the end of today's session. Please don't forget to tell a friend, subscribe to our YouTube channel plus our TikTok page, Patrick Computer, for more videos. Thank you.